In the world of football, winning the Ballon d'Or is the highest individual honor. But history has shown us that greatness isn't always crowned. Today, we look at 50 legendary players, giants of the game, who somehow never lifted the Ballon d'Or. 1. Paolo Maldini, a defensive icon who defined elegance, leadership, and longevity, yet defenders were rarely recognized by Ballon d'Or voters who preferred goal scorers. 2. Franco Baresi, a defensive mastermind, considered one of the best ever, but his position simply didn't attract the spotlight needed to win. 3. Xavi Hernandez, the heartbeat of Barcelona's tiki-taka revolution, but his prime aligned with Lionel Messi's era. 4. Andrés Iniesta. He scored Spain's World Cup winning goal, orchestrated midfields for over a decade, yet never outshone Messi or Ronaldo in the voting. 5. Thierry Henry, one of the Premier League's greatest ever. But peak Zidane, peak Ronaldo, and later Messi and Ronaldo overshadowed his brilliance. 6. Dennis Bergkamp, magical technique and creativity, but lacked the goal numbers that voters prioritized. 7. Gianluigi Buffon, a legendary goalkeeper whose position has always been undervalued by Ballon d'Or standards. 8. Peter Eich, one of the greatest keepers of his era, but goalkeepers almost never win the award. 9. Sergio Ramos, a defensive leader with unforgettable moments, but again, defenders rarely take the crown. 10. Marcelo, a revolutionary left-back who changed the position, but full-backs historically receive little recognition in individual awards. 11. Raúl González, a Real Madrid legend who delivered year after year, but never had that one season seen as the world's best. 12. Eric Cantona, a genius and a leader, but controversies and limited Champions League impact hurt his chances. 13. Gianluca Zambrotta, consistently world-class, yet fullbacks were simply not considered award-worthy. 14. Francesco Totti, a genius loyal to Roma, but fewer trophies and less European visibility cost him the award. 15. Alessandro Del Piero, beloved and brilliant, but not statistically dominant enough to top global voting. 16. Andrea Pirlo, his calm brilliance redefined deep midfield play, but his quiet style wasn't flashy enough for voters. 17. Marco Reus, a sensational talent whose repeated injuries prevented sustained peak dominance. 18. Arjen Robben came close in 2013, but Messi and Ronaldo's duopoly blocked his path. 19. Frank Ribéry. After Bayern's 2013 treble, he expected the award, but Ronaldo won instead, creating one of football's biggest debates. 20. Manuel Neuer, a goalkeeper who revolutionized his position, yet even a World Cup win wasn't enough to defeat attacking players. 21. Neymar Jr., a generational talent, but playing in the same era as Messi and Ronaldo made winning nearly impossible. 22. Luis Suarez had Ballon d'Or level seasons, but was always overshadowed by bigger global stars. 23. Sergio Aguero, one of the Premier League's greatest strikers, but injuries and lack of Champions League glory held him back. 24. Gareth Bale, explosive, unstoppable at his best, yet inconsistency and injuries prevented a complete award-winning season. 25. Mohamed Salah, phenomenal numbers and memorable moments, but intense global competition limits his chances. 26. Sadio Mane, a world-class forward who came close, but voters favored more marketable global superstars. 27. Kevin De Bruyne, a modern midfield genius, but lacks major international achievements, and plays in a role that doesn't typically win. 28. Toni Kroos. One of the most consistent midfielders this century, but his understated style means others get the spotlight. 29. Didier Drogba. A clutch performer and big game hero, but never dominated full seasons statistically. 30. Samuel Eto'o. A powerhouse striker, yet overshadowed by Ronaldinho, Messi, and Ronaldo at different points. 31. Wayne Rooney. A phenomenon with elite longevity, but didn't maintain the season-to-season dominance needed for the award. 32. Carlos Tevez. Intense, relentless, brilliant, but never quite the world's outright best in any single season. 33. David Beckham. Global superstar and skilled midfielder, but his fame often outgrew his performances in the eyes of voters. 34. Nemanja Vidic. A wall in Manchester United's defence, but defenders historically struggle for recognition. 35. Rio Ferdinand. Elegant and dominant, yet once again, defensive roles are overlooked. 36. Claude Make-LL. He literally created a new position, but defensive midfielders rarely win individual awards. 37. Yaya Toure. Had seasons worthy of the trophy, but lack of Champions League success weakened his case. 38. Wesley Sneijder. A shocking omission, he won the treble in 2010, reached a World Cup final, yet still lost to Messi. 39. Rui Costa. A beautiful playmaker and elite technician, but never the standout star in award voting. 40. Fernando Torres. Sensational at Liverpool, but injuries and form drops affected key years. 41. Gerard Pique. A dominant defender, but the award's bias toward attackers hurt his chances. 42. Virgil van Dijk. Came agonizingly close in 2019. Many believe he deserved it, but Messi narrowly beat him. 43. Paul Pogba. A midfielder with extraordinary talent, but inconsistency and injuries held him back. 44. Michael Essien. A complete midfielder, powerful and technical, but not flashy enough for award voters. 45. JJ Okocha. Skillful, creative, and unforgettable, but lacked the major trophies needed for global award recognition. 46. Henrik Larsson. A prolific striker, but spent his peak years outside Europe's biggest leagues. 47. David Silva. The quiet genius behind Manchester City's rise, yet often overshadowed by bigger personalities. 48. Gonzalo Higuain. A consistent goal scorer, but rarely the absolute standout in any season. 49. Angel Di Maria. A big game superstar who often played in the shadow of Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, and Mbappe. 50. Roberto Carlos. A legendary left-back with power, pace, and history-defining moments, but defenders simply don't win enough votes. These 50 players remind us that greatness isn't defined by a single trophy. The Ballon d'Or is an honor, but football's legacy is written far beyond individual awards.